guys, welcome to my newest video for today. For today's video, I'm going to be doing another installment of Tracy Talks TV. I wasn't sure if I wanted to continue doing this series, and then I thought, you know what, I do actually like talking about TV shows, which I'm sure I mentioned every time I think I film this video, and I just think it's sort of a nice way to sort of wrap up the last few months or so of what TV shows I happen to watch. So I'm just going to get straight into it because I've got a few things here to talk about, because this is going from about June till October, and yeah, because I haven't really been watching that many TV shows. I'm sort of, well, aside from keeping up with my weekly shows, and then yeah, there's a couple of new things that are out that I want to try and get to, but I just haven't had much time lately with TV shows, because if you've been following my other videos, you know, I got a job recently, so that's sort of taking into TV watching time and that. So yeah, so it's probably like a lot less shows in this one than what there would have been, but anyway, I'll get straight into it. And I just have the shows, it's probably not going to pick up on camera, but I do have them on my phone, just in the like the notes section. So yeah, I'm going to get straight into it, and the first show that I have is Blackadder. I watched series 1 through to 4. I had never seen Blackadder before, and I'm really surprised at that, because I ended up really enjoying this. It's sort of, I didn't realise it was like the same cast of characters but in different time periods, and I thought that actually worked really well. I actually think my favourite was the third. I think that was, which is I think Blackadder the third, I'm pretty sure. The one with Hugh Laurie as the Crown Prince, or Prince George, I'm not sure which one it's meant to be, but yeah, I really enjoyed this show, and yeah, it's definitely, I want to eventually get more into like old 80s and like 90s British comedy in that, because this one came out in the mid to late 80s, I'm pretty sure. So but yeah, I watched Blackadder. I watched that one on Stan, and yeah, really enjoyed it. And then I finally finished my rewatch of Hawaii Five-0, and I caught up to the current season. I'm a couple of episodes behind, but hopefully I'll get caught up with that, because I am trying to watch that one week to week. But yeah, I really enjoyed making my way through Hawaii Five-0, because I had seen up to the first couple of episodes of season 7, and that was sort of when I hit my massive TV slump. So yeah, I hadn't gotten beyond that, so everything from that point on was new to me, and I really enjoyed the last couple of seasons. I wasn't sure how I was going to go with, because obviously Daniel Day Kim and Grace Park, I think that's their names, who played Chin and Kono on the show, they left because of a pay dispute, and they brought in a couple of new characters. Is it Tani and Junior? I'm pretty sure their names. I actually really liked them, especially really like, I'm sure her name's Tani, but I'm not, it's sort of blanking a bit now, but yeah, I really actually like her. I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of shipping her and Steve at the start when I started season 8, but I think they seem to be going along with her and Junior as like endgame type, like OTP. But I do like the new characters, and I'm also I'm not so much with what I watched in the last few months, but season 10, Katrina Law, I think that's the name. Yeah, who played Nissa in Arrow, she's joined the cast as a regular this season, so I'm really enjoying seeing her on the show. So got that, and then I watched Good Omens, which I didn't actually end up rereading the book, because I'd read the book like over 10 years ago, and so I was going into this semi like I knew remember the basic plot, but not too much else. But I really enjoyed Good Omens. I thought this was a lot of fun, and I really liked David Tennant and Michael Sheen I thought they worked really well together, and yeah, I just thought it was like I liked the humour, and yeah, just sort of what both sides were getting up to during this whole potential like apocalypse. So yeah, did really enjoy Good Omens. And that one was obviously on Amazon Prime. And then also on Amazon Prime, I watched randomly Downton Abbey Series 1. I had previously seen the first episode back when I owned the first season on like in my collection, and then I never continued with it for whatever reason. And then at that point I was actually planning on continuing, like, to hopefully watch the show and then watch the movie when that was coming out. That didn't happen because I'm still halfway through season 2. So yeah, but I really enjoyed series 1, and I am enjoying the show. I just need to get back into it because I sort of stopped watching. And yeah, so I do have plans to actually continue on with the show. It's just haven't got there yet. But yeah, I thought the first series actually was really well done. It was short. It was yeah, but it's like you sort of, with all the different characters and the dramas and with the upstairs and downstairs. And I love Maggie Smith's character. The Dowager, she was a Dowager Duchess, I think. But yeah, I sort of just love the whole like where they film, like where the show set, the like the actual Downton Abbey. It's like yeah, I just love the whole like costumes and everything. And yeah, I'm excited to actually once I get back into it to hopefully finish out the show. And then I also watched The Spanish Princess season 1 because I'm actually a really big fan of the Tudor period. It's one of my favourite like historical eras to study. I find the whole with like Henry VIII's wives and everything to be quite fascinating. And this is based on Philippa Gregory's like Tudor court series, and it's based on a couple of them because I haven't read too many of the Plantagenet side of it. I've only read, I think, a couple, but yeah, but I did and I know this show took quite a bit of dramatic license, like creative license with it, because they aged Henry up to be more in line with Catherine's age, because in reality there was actually like a 5-year age gap between them. So yeah, it was sort of a bit weird seeing it like that, because when Catherine first met Henry, because obviously she was betrothed to and married his older brother Arthur before he died, but yeah, when they first met, I think he was like 10 or something. It was yeah, they really aged him up in the show, and which, I mean, aside, like, I didn't mind that too much. It's added a bit of drama, and not that it really needed to have more drama. Addicts was already quite a crazy story anyway, and political intrigue and all of that. But I did enjoy the Spanish Princess, and I know that they are doing a second season because I think they just ran out of like time to tell the whole story, because obviously you sort of have the beginning, like when they were first married, and then like they were married for like 20 years, so there's a lot to sort of cover before the whole Anne Boleyn saga sort of starts. So yeah, so I watched the Spanish Princess season 1, and then I also finished A Discovery of Witches. I watched the first season. I read the book earlier in the year. I really enjoyed the book, and I wanted to watch the show. I thought it was actually a pretty decent adaptation, and yeah, I liked the cast. It was actually quite I thought they actually had a really good cast for this show, because it had, like, you know, like Alex Kingston, what's her name, Adelaide Duncan, I think. She was in the Water and Mars special. Yeah, really yeah, so I thought that was quite interesting, like with how many Doctor Who alumni were in this show. But yeah, I quite like this one, and I know there's going to be a second season. I think they're filming at the moment, but I don't know if I'm going to finish off the trilogy first and then go back to like this watched season 2, but yeah, I quite enjoyed it. I think they did change up quite a few things, because I know like sort of, cause, well, in the show she's more of like a frenemy, I think, but in the books, like she's like a straight out enemy, and yeah, so that one kind of changed a bit. And I can't remember the actress's name, but she played Molly in Sherlock, so that was interesting, sort of seeing her in something else. But yeah, so yeah, I quite liked the Discovery of Witches, so I was curious to see where season 2 goes. Then I finally caught up on Barry, which I finished off season 1, which I started last year, and then I watched, like, I basically binged most of season 2 in one night, and yeah, I really loved the show. I think season 1 was a bit better for me, because I felt, yeah, season 2, like, it had some good episodes, but like some of the story, it was like, I don't know, it felt really detached from the overall story arc. But I do enjoy the show. I do want to continue on with season 3, and yeah, I thought, is it Bill Hader who plays the main character? He's like, he does such a fantastic job as Barry, and sort of like, I love the humor and yeah, all the different side characters and all of that. So but yeah, that was Barry seasons 1 and 2. Then I randomly watched The Man from U.N.C.L.E. season 1, because I rewatched the movie and from like a few years back, and I was like, I want to actually go back and watch season 1 of Man from U.N.C.L.E. So I put it on, and it's, yeah, definitely like really cheesy and things like that. But I saw, because I did actually start watching it quite a few years back, like before the movie, and I never actually finished it, because I wanted to watch it mainly because it stars a very young David McCallum Ducky on NCIS. So yeah, it was very interesting sort of going back and seeing sort of how young like he is in the show. And yeah, but one thing that I couldn't believe is like how many guest stars they actually got over the course of at least the first season. Like, so you had people like Anne Francis, you had the actor who played Max on The Sound of Music randomly, because I was watching it and I'm like, I'm sure that's the actor who plays like Uncle Max in the movie, and it was, because he played the brother-in-law, I think, of the Leo G. Carroll's character. So I thought that was quite interesting, because it's like, oh, that's I can't remember what the actor's name is now, but it was, yeah, quite interesting seeing him pop up. And then obviously you also have an episode where William Shatner and Leonard Nimoy appeared together before they were on Star Trek, so that was quite cool. As I remembered that episode. So, and you also had Colonel Klink from Hogan's Heroes, the actor who played him. He was in it as that same episode. So, but yeah, it was just a lot of fun, sort of revisiting this and like finishing out season 1. I did start season 2, but as you can see, I've sort of been jumping around with the TV shows that I've been watching, and yeah, I sort of haven't stuck to a show to actually just continue on with it. So yeah, that's sort of why I've sort of watched season 1 and then not continued on with the show. But and then I randomly watched The Good Cop on Netflix. This was a one-off season. It got cancelled, which I can sort of see why, because some of the episodes, it was like really random. Like it had just like some of the plot lines that they had in this first season, and like I did enjoy it because I was watching it and I'm like, I would have actually liked to have seen where they went with the second season had they got renewed, but unfortunately they didn't. But yeah, because it was sort of like the premise that the main character's a cop. He's very strict with the rules, and he doesn't like, he wants to follow them to the letter, because his dad was actually, he was a cop, but he got jailed for corruption. So he sort of had that dynamic, which I thought was actually quite interesting. And then there was sort of like the mystery with their mother who died when, like a few years before the show started, and that. So, yeah, I did like it. I would have been interested to see if there was a second season, but unfortunately it got cancelled, so got that one. And then I ended up rewatching The Walking Dead season 1 because I really want to get back into this show, because I think they're on like season 10 now. And yeah, so season 1 is such an easy season to watch because it's only like 6 episodes and you can binge it like relatively quickly. And now I'm on season 2, and I know it's still short, but I'm only up to like episode 5 of season 2. So again, that's another show that I do actually have to like continue watching. But I love the Walking Dead season 1. I think it's a fantastic season, and it's like so much happens, and sort of seeing how the characters are surviving this, you know, zombie apocalypse. And yeah, I love season 1. It's sort of one of my favorite like television show seasons in general. So got that. And then I randomly watched HR Puffin Stuff, the complete series, because I got it on DVD because I was in such a mood to watch it. This show hasn't really aged all that well, if I'm being perfectly honest. There is some questionable dialogue in the show, and I know it was made in the 70s, as my mum kept saying. It's like it was an entirely different time. But yeah, some of the jokes in that were like really blatantly racist, which was interesting. Like there was one line where it was, the actual punchline was like, what do you think of, what's your foreign policy? And then it was like, oh, I think they ought to go back to where they came from. And I was kind of like, they say that in a children's TV show, but anyway. So that was interesting. I actually forgot that this show was there was actually musical numbers in it, which I suppose makes sense because it was like Jack Wilde was in this. This was like after he was Oliver. He was the Artful Dodger. There we go. I was like, wait, what character did he play? He was the Artful Dodger in Oliver. And yeah, so there's sort of, you had the songs, and I forgot how much I actually do love the intro to HR Puffin Stuff. I think it's just so catchy and and also the end song. I love the end song as well. But anyway, so I rewatched, well, I say watch because I had seen some of them back in the day, but when I was younger, but a lot of them were first time viewing to me. Then another show that will be coming to an end next year, I finished Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. season 6. Overall, I did like this season. It's not one of my favourites because I didn't really... I know they were sort of changing it up with Coulson and what was going on with him, because it wasn't Coulson and things like that. And yeah, it's sort of... I don't know, because I think I did... I know some of it was like I felt a bit even, like it had a good start, a good ending, but the middle was a bit all over the place, I felt. But I am curious to see how they're going to finish off season 7, so it's going to be a bit weird because half my shows are like ending next year, so it's got that one. But and then I finally sat down and watched Fosse Verdon. I binged this in like an entire day. It was fantastic. This is about Bob Fosse and Gwen Verdon, who are like basically musical theatre royalty, and this was sort of like how they met, how he became really famous and she sort of struggled like in her career, because they first met, she was actually the more famous of them. Like she was basically the Broadway darling of the musical theatre world. And yeah, and then when his career took off, it's like hers took a bit of a backseat, and I thought that was such an interesting dynamic. And yeah, it was like that had Michelle Williams and Sam Rockwell, who were like, they were fantastic in this. And yeah, it's definitely one I'm glad I did decide to finally sit down and watch, because I thought this was such an interesting like mini series. So got that one. And then the last one that I have to talk about in this installment of Tracy Talks TV is Bones season 1. Again, another show I sort of watched season 1 and haven't continued on with like a rewatch, because I have seen the first 2 seasons. I haven't seen past season 2, so I sort of want to go back and like rewatch it and then catch up. Even though I don't think that would take too much, because I actually forgot how addictive this show was, because I basically started and then it's like all I wanted to do was just watch Bones, and I just yeah, ended up watching like, you know, 4 to maybe 6 episodes in one sitting. I just wanted to keep going. But yeah, I really enjoyed revisiting season 1, because I think the last time I watched it was like in 2011, so it had been a while. And yeah, so that was basically the last thing I finished watching. As I said, I haven't had much free time lately to watch TV, so it's taken a bit of a back burner, but hopefully I've got a couple of days off, so before I go back to work at the end of the week, so hopefully I can watch some TV shows, and then I'll be able to yeah, whenever I do my next installment of Tracy Talks TV, I can talk to you guys about them then. So I'm just going to stop it here, and thank you guys for watching, and until my next video, I will see you guys next time. Bye.